Well, hello and welcome to another video by Financial Ernie. On today's video, I'd like to talk to you about Cleanspark Inc., the Bitcoin mining company's latest press release, as well as discuss their monthly mining metrics and talk about December's current monthly mining numbers, as well as the potential forecast for end of year. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, jumping into the press release, this one's dated December 23rd, 2024, and it has to do with Cleanspark Inc. meeting their end of year target in terms of hash rate of 37. They actually hit 37.5 as of this press release with an operating fleet efficiency of just 17.7 joules per terahash. That efficiency is very important because that affects the cost to mine each Bitcoin. So the lower that efficiency number goes, the less energy it will take to mine those Bitcoins. So pay attention to that. And of course, the hash rate has to do with the quantity of Bitcoin that they are able to mine. That's all calculated based on the level of difficulty per block of Bitcoin mined. So jumping into the press release a little bit further, this was possible based on the company's newest data centers, both in Tennessee and Wyoming, becoming energized as of the week prior. And this is actually part of a two-stage between site expansion and then ongoing fleet upgrades. So with that, some of those older, maybe S19 miners are getting upgraded to the S21 Pro miners, as well as just that additional room, that rack space for their infrastructure, being able to just put in those new S21 Pro miners. So they're going to be getting both a hash rate increase as well as an efficiency decrease as those new miners do come online. So let's talk a little bit more about their growth. So as you may know, based on their press releases and as of their filings, they mentioned that for the calendar year 25, they had plans to reach 50 exahash per second. That was a modest target. And as of this press release, they are stating that this 50 exahash per second will be met by the first half of calendar year 25. So that is huge. One other thing I did want to mention is if you listen to a Mining Pod interview with Zach, he does mention that they are able to get all the way to 63 exahash per second if they are utilize their entire purchase agreement with Bitmain. They do have a future sales purchase agreement where they can purchase some additional miners that they've already locked in. They have price guarantee for. So between their current infrastructure, their rack space, their potential of total kilowatts, or I should say megawatts of their infrastructure, they are able to get those additional immersion miners as well as some more of those S21 Pros all installed. And if they completely use that entire purchase agreement, they can get up to 63 exahash per second. So I will have my eyes on that by the end of the calendar year 25. That's just me speaking, but based off of, what's possible, their potential here, I think it's a rather doable goal, especially as the rate to mine each of these Bitcoins becomes more and more difficult. They're going to need that additional hash rate to stay competitive and to continue to reap that revenue amount per month. So jumping down a little bit further, let's read a quote from Zach. He says, "Our teams have been hard at work throughout the entirety of this past year. We have delivered on our ambitious targets and expanded our hash rate nearly 300% since the beginning of 2024. I'll pause right there. I'm going to be sharing a slide coming up that has to do with their month-over-month hash rate, as well as the amount of Bitcoin mined, Bitcoin hodl, and their efficiencies. So stick around for that. Jumping back into this quote, Zach says, achieving 37.5 exahash per second with a fleet efficiency of 17.7 joules per terahash is a significant milestone as we intend to continue adding highly efficient hash rate throughout the end of the year and into 2025. So let me pause right there. He says throughout the end of the year. I have a feeling that by the end of December, they will be even higher than 37.5 exahash per second. I'm just reading between the lines on this quote, but I do feel that there is potential for that coming in. So one other thing I did want to jump into, and that is at the very bottom of this, I have it boxed in red. This is actually from the November Bitcoin mining update press release, but it is very important when you're looking at what Cleanspark has announced already. So if you did pay attention, they announced things for Tennessee and Wyoming. They did not talk about Clinton, Mississippi. So jumping down here, it says 2 Bitcoin mining sites near Clinton were delivered to CleanSpark turnkey ready and are energized as of December 2nd. Once completed with the installation, they will house their S21 Pro miners with an expected combined operating hash rate at 1 exahash per second. So again, it looked like they were very close to having that site operational and utilizing that hash rate with those S21 Pro miners. So if they are able to pull this off by the end of the month, they could actually be at 38.5 exahash per second. Don't know if they will, but just wanted to put that out there for you. And jumping back into this, this is additional quote. This has to do with that convertible bond. So with the closing of our $650 million zero coupon convertible bond offering, exceeding guidance and delivering our fleet efficiency goals, December has been one of CleanSpark's strongest strategic months to date. The capital raised is expected to be more to fully fund our expansion to 50 exahash. As a result, we are pleased to announce accelerated expected timing of 50 exahash for the first half of calendar year 25. And again, let's continue reading on. It says, this is the result of discipline and focus on our core operating business, Bitcoin mining. Our goal and efficiency have resulted in a Bitcoin treasury balance quickly approaching 10,000 Bitcoin, all of which we have mined. As we look toward 2025, we intend to remain focused on Bitcoin and mining efficiently, utilizing operational excellence at scale. So I do feel that they will continue to put those latest gen models of both the S21 Pro as well as that S21 immersion style miner into their fleet and on their racks to be able to drop that efficiency number down into the 15s, as well as increase that hash rate up to 50 plus. So I am looking forward to that. All right, jumping onto this slide, these are some of those monthly metrics that I mentioned. Starting at the top left, you can see the monthly Bitcoin mined as well as their HODL balance. And as you well should know, April was a month that the halving took place. You can see that monthly Bitcoin mining getting dropped, and you can see they've been doing an excellent job of recouping that. Remember, they get half as much Bitcoin for that same hash rate amount after the halving. So I think that's huge, and that's why they've been doing such a great job of continuing to improve their fleet efficiencies as well as expanding to get that additional hash rate online. Looking at the bottom left, this is their efficiency. You can see that it's been dropping month over month. Started out at over 25 joules per terahash, and it's already down to, as of that December highlight, it's down to 17 or so joules per terahash. And that is a huge accomplishment. If you look at some of the latest gen models, they do have capability to get down to 15 joules per terahash. So I do still see some additional efficiency gains for CleanSpark in the months to come. Jumping on the top right, you can see their fleet. So we talk about that hash rate growing month over month. That has to do with these additional miners they put in. Now, I want to make sure that I explain just increasing your mining fleet to get that hash rate is not just the most important thing to do. You have to make sure that you're balancing that with efficiency, because you want to make sure that your cost to mine Bitcoin continues to be reduced month over month, because it's going to become more and more difficult. It's going to take more and more of this hash rate in order to be able to mine those Bitcoin blocks. So again, it's a good balance between the mining efficiency as well as the number of miners, which will increase that hash rate. So jumping down to the bottom right, you can see CleanSpark's hash rate month over month. You can see they were just sitting at just 10 exahash per second in January of 24. And looking at the end of December, you can see based on this last update that they are already at 37.5 exahash per second. So that is huge. That is over 300%, as Zach said, of hash rate increase for CleanSpark in just this one calendar year. All right, and on this last slide, I want to talk about their December Bitcoin mined to date, and this is as of December 24th. You can find this information online. They do have a public wallet, so you can track this each day. Typically, it comes out early morning. You can see their Bitcoin mined for that day. So as of 24th, you can see that they've already mined a total of 448.72 Bitcoin with an average Bitcoin mine at 21.33. So if you take that average, multiply it by 31 days, which is the amount for the month of December, you can see that there is a forecast end of month to come out at 661.277. So that number is going to depend on if they continue running at that average hash rate. If they do end up dropping some of these miners offline to do some upgrades, it could drop down. Or if they actually install additional miners, increase that hash rate, it could go up. But this is just my best guess based off of the average amount of Bitcoin mined so far in the month of December. And at a Bitcoin price of 98,643, you can see that they have a forecast end of month of revenue from Bitcoin at 65,230,000. All right, and that wraps it up for me, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video on Cleanspark Inc.'s Bitcoin mining metrics month over month, as well as their press release talking about their latest in terms of their hash rates. If you did enjoy this video, please consider giving it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you turn notifications on so you get the latest updates from myself in terms of Cleanspark and other stock that I cover. And if you have any questions about this video, how do you think I did in covering this press release, make sure you drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to respond to those. And with all that said, hope you all have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you on the next one.